Hey friends, welcome to the Taking Your Next Step podcast from Collegians for Christ. Through each episode, we will journey together focusing on becoming better followers of Jesus. If you are eager, like I am, to follow Jesus Christ, then take your next step now by joining us in today's episode. So we're examining the process of what it means to be an apprentice of Jesus Christ. We've talked about the 3 steps in this process being be with Jesus, become like Jesus, and then live like Jesus. Can I say this? Being with Jesus can be difficult. That's the first one aspect of this process we want to focus on. Why would it be difficult? Well, it requires time. I don't know about you, but you only have so much time in a day. We don't have a lot of time to waste. We are all limited by the amount of time we have. We all have the same amount of time, but there are a multiplicity of things drawing for your time, demanding your time. And so if we're going to be with Jesus, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Doesn't mean it cannot happen. It will not happen, but it doesn't mean it's going to come easy or automatic. So it's going to require time, and it's going to require intentional effort. And when we talk about time, it's just not time, it's quality time. It's time that consumes your undivided attention. It's not just a quick flip of a 5 minutes, just a dismissive or distracted amount of time. If we were to say, what is the greatest enemy to you or me following Jesus Christ? What would you say maybe is your greatest enemy? Maybe right now, sometimes maybe it changes. What is the greatest enemy to you living an emotionally healthy life? What is the greatest enemy to you living a spiritually rich and vibrant life? What is the greatest enemy to you living a life filled with love, joy, and peace? I would say for many of us, the greatest enemy is busyness. Busyness. You see, sin and busyness do the same thing. They each cut off our connection to God. They cut off our connection to other people. And if we're not careful, they will even cut off our connection to our own soul. It's hard to imagine that, but the busyness of a life is a great distractor, if you will. It's a great enemy of you and I being a true follower of Jesus Christ. Now, maybe you have read the Psalm 46:10, where it says, "Be still and know that I am God." Now, it is so hard in our time and day to be still. So I just want to think about this idea of being too busy to be with Jesus. So let's think about this great enemy that we're talking about of busyness that's fighting for our attention. You see, many times we equate success with busyness. Now, how many times do you hear this? Hey, how are you doing? Oh, man, great, busy week, busy week. Hey, how's your week, man? Oh, man, so busy, 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 busy. And people will ask us, hey, how are you doing, man? Great. Work. How's work going? It's just busy, busy. We often respond to people with the term busy, very busy, extremely busy. We don't have I don't have all the time to get it all done. You see, we equate busyness with success. The busier you are, the more successful you are. And our culture is really mandating or conditioning us to feel this way and to equate our success with that way. I mean, you see TV, you see people who are successful as far as their career, successful as far as different aspects of society, and we look at them and they're just very, very busy. And the world says if you want to be successful, you need to be busy, 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 doing all this. I mean, we see our culture literally runs 24/7. It never stops. And so busyness can be equated with success, but that is not the case at all. You see, busyness involves this. It involves you and I rushing around. You see, busyness in life produces a relentless hurry in our life. And sometimes we're so busy in life, we miss what is around us. We miss the opportunities to enjoy what is most important to us. Family. You ever been too busy for your family? You ever get too busy for your friends? You ever get too busy for your kids? I'll do that in a minute. I'll get to that in a minute. No, we can't go there. We got this going on, And I'm not saying that the busyness that work produces, that family produces is wrong. But what I'm trying to help us to see, one of our greatest enemies to being a true follower of Jesus Christ, to being an apprentice of Jesus Christ, is going to be busyness. You see, hurry is an indicator of something. Hurry is an indicator of stress. It's an indicator of depression. It's an indicator of a lack of joy, a lack of peace in life. It's an indicator that something's going on wrong in your heart. Can I be honest with you? I try to reevaluate my life very consistently, and there are times when life feels like a machine. I could relate it to you get on a roller coaster and they just won't stop it. It just goes round and round, up and down, and it just will not stop. You cannot get off of it. And you do this, you lose the joy in life. You begin to hate life. You begin to get frustrated with life. You begin to not have the freshness, the vision. And when you and I get in a hurry, there's an indicator that something's going on. And I can be transparent with you. I am a very rushed person. It's how quick can I get to the next thing? Okay, I don't have to, let's go. Okay, that line at the grocery store is self-checkout. There's nobody there. Yeah, we're going to do that rather than taking the opportunity to maybe actually see a face and talk to someone. You're going to sit on the back of people's bumpers trying to push them along. You're going to be in the fast lane, just always hurrying to the next thing. Come on, kids, let's go. Let's get in the car. We got to go. And everything is a hurry. That is not well. That is not healthy. Because there's an indicator that something is going on in our heart. And it means we're not having a joyful life. We're covering it up with hurry. We're trying to cover up the hurt. We're trying to cover up the lack of confidence. We're trying to cover up whatever it is, the sin. We're trying to cover up stuff with hurry through our life. And hurry is just everywhere. As I said, our culture is so busy. I mean, it's 24/7, everything all the time. Now, I may date myself here just a little bit. Some of you that listen may not remember times like this, but I remember when I was a young boy, and I remember being 16 and 18 and 20. And on Sundays, things were shut down. I mean, there were some gas stations open. There were a few stores open, but by and far and large, and I didn't grow up in church, so I didn't grow up in a church culture. It wasn't like, Sundays were just something we knew, but it was very shut down. There was a time when culture actually relaxed and had a time off. But right now, it's 24/7, everything. Online shopping, scrolling, and honestly, sometimes the church can attribute to this. There's just so much going on for people, families that are working Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday. Then you've got all this stuff with church and going on as you just never stop. It's nothing but busyness. And I find myself not having enough time to do many things and then needing more time in the day to get those things that I have to get done. So I don't have enough time to do like the other things that I want to do. And then I find myself needing more time in the day to get the things done I already need to get done. I just feel like I don't have enough time to do anything. You see, time is not the problem. I'm the problem. And when life gets this way, it gets overwhelming, it gets stressful, and it absolutely gets joyless. We get on that roller coaster and it just won't stop. You're yelling at the operator, please stop, I'm going to get sick, please stop. And he just won't stop, and it just keeps going and going and going. Can I say this to you? Though busyness, yes, is going to be the great enemy to following Jesus Christ, it's going to be the great enemy of us being with Jesus. But on the flip side of that, Jesus teaches and models a different kind of life. Now think with me just for a moment here in our last couple minutes. Do you ever see Jesus in a hurry? Do you ever see Jesus rushing around? Do you ever see Jesus frantic in a moment? Do you ever see him responding, oh, whoa, I'm so busy. I need more time, guys. When he's talking to the disciples, get it all done. We got to learn how to multitask. We need newer apps. We need this. We need to be able to be more efficient here. You don't see Jesus turning someone down who needs healing. Sorry, I don't have enough time. I must get over here for this appointment, this meeting, this lunch meeting. You don't see Jesus not taking the time to engage the woman at the well. Sorry, I've got a meeting. I've got to run. I'm running late for. We don't see any of that. You see, Jesus was never in a hurry. Yet he had this limited amount of time on earth to accomplish what God gave him. 33 and a half years he lived on this earth. That's a short life by our standards. 3.5 of those years were given to his public ministry. Now, if I only had 3.5 years, man, I'd be frantically running around. But Jesus lived and taught a different kind of life. And that's just it. If you and I are going to be an apprentice of Jesus, we're going to have to live a different kind of life than the culture would mandate or the culture would influence us. God's got me really going on a journey with this idea of busyness. We're going to talk on our next episode next Tuesday about distractions and how this hinders and just keeps us from living a flourishing life, really the life that God designed for you and I to live. And many times we don't even realize we're living it until someone or something really kind of points the finger or pushes the button or whatever it is. But as we're looking to be an apprentice of Jesus, we're going to have to live a different kind of life. And can I say this? It's going to be a life that you really enjoy living. You see, Jesus worked very hard. Yes, he worked hard. We see he was tired. But we never see him running around in a hurry, flustered, multitasking kind of way. He doesn't need a device and the disciples doing all these different things. We don't see that. What we do see is the way life was meant to be lived. Working hard, but never in a hurry. Focused on what needed to be done and not distracted on 100 other things that could be, should be, maybe need to be done. We do see him taking time out of his busy schedule to be alone with God. How many times do you see Jesus going up on a mountain to pray when there's multitudes around him that need stuff done? You see, we think we're so indispensable that life can't go on without us, and if we're not there, then it's not going to happen. People can't do it. No, even Jesus stepped away multiple times. We see him praying in a garden. We see him saying to his disciples, hey, you go on over to the other side of the sea here, and I'm going to stay on this side. What was he doing? All this time he was getting alone with his Father. We see him making Martha and Mary wait at the death of Lazarus. What more time would there be to be in a hurry, to be frantic, to get to them and to help them? But Jesus understood something different about life that you and I need to understand. What Jesus shows us is that busyness is not the same as success. It's actually in opposition to true success. You see, it's actually when we are the least productive, when we're busy. We think we're accomplishing more, but in reality, we're accomplishing less. Psalm number 1 tells us a great truth about being successful. And verse number 2 says, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. He's going to be successful. Well, what is the key here? His delight is in the law of the Lord. And watch this. In his law doth he rush through day and night? Does he speed read? No, in his law, his word, doth he meditate day and night. Can I say this? Meditation is not busyness. Busyness would be the opposite of meditation. You and I can be busy in a day and still have the opportunity to meditate, to enjoy things in life. But what happens is our culture is forcing us, is mandating us to be successful by being super, super busy. But can I say this? Following Jesus means a different way of life. And this is the way of life that I want to live, where I actually have time to smell the flowers, where I actually have time to watch the bees do their work, where I actually have time to sit down with my kid and do some, where I actually have time to sit alone with God. Not just me talking, but him talking. You see, being his apprentice, an apprentice of Jesus Christ, means living life like our master. And his life was not a busy, rushed, frantic, hurried life. Because a busy life leads to a hurried life, a life that does not have time to what? To truly follow Jesus. You see, everything else is going to crowd out our desire and our want to follow Jesus, and you and I are going to have to fight for it. I said in the beginning of our episode, it's not going to be easy. You and I will have to take the initiative to ensure our lives do not run us, but rather we run our lives. And so on next Tuesday, we're going to continue with this idea of being with Jesus. And we're going to look at the idea of too distracted to notice Jesus. And you say, well, maybe I'm not distracted, but we're going to look at it with this idea of busyness and being distracted, and how we can, on the next episode after that, how we can make strides, practical steps to ensure we're not too busy and not too distracted to be with Jesus. Thank you for taking the time to listen. If this podcast has been helpful to you, please share it with a friend or subscribe to stay up to date on the latest episodes. You can connect with Collegians for Christ online for more information and resources at cfccampusministry.com.